For the next section, we are going to take a look more on the hello world and how to deal with the parameters. So we are going to understand more about the FastAPI, how to create another link and how to use the parameters. First, you can have more function or you can have more link to deal with this FastAPI. I want to have multiple links. And at the first, we have only one, but we can create another one. And if you see this one, the first part is only the home or without any statement. But the other link, it contains one more statement, hello, and also a kind of variable. So we have the curly braces and we put the variable name, or sometimes we call this is an argument. And then we have a new function def say hello name. As you know, this is the function in Python def, and then we have one parameter which is name. So whenever you put the name here, then you will show the name on your message. So that's how we deal with this link. Now let's take a look. Here in our code, we have already the hello name. So we can make the slash hello. Oh, sorry, I haven't done this. Okay. So let me do one more time. Now the result shows not found. Why? When you see this, it means that it requires the name hello and it requires something. So something is in this section. In this case, I need the name, and I can type, for example, Huff. Then you can see now we have the message hello Huff. Why? There is a hello. If you look at the code, we have the hello. Hello is a string, and we need to follow with the name that you define in your parameter, or in this case, this is the argument. So we have the message hello Huff. For the detail, you can go to the docs, and then you can see this environment. We have to say hello. Say hello environment. Okay, let me just remove this one at this moment to make it simple. Okay. So this is the say hello function, and when you go to the docs, you will see the user interface. Now let's see on the root. When is this on the root, you just see the result, like the when you okay, you can see here there is a button, try it out. Try it out. If you click this one, there will be another two buttons, whether you want to execute or you want to clear. If you execute it, it means you will do according to the code. If you clear, then you will start from the fresh, or there is no data, or it is a reset button. Okay. Basically, the root is only to show the hello world. Now, I do not use this one. Let's go to the second get. In the second get, we have the hello, and then we have one parameter, which is name. You can see here, the name is required. So you need to fill in the name in order to avoid errors. Then you need to click try it out. When you click try it out, then you can fill the name. Here, they already define string. Okay. So you can have, for example, I type the name is Huff. Then when you click execute, oh, it takes some time. Okay. Now, when you type this as Huff, you can see the cur. Okay. Cur means the URL that you can use to exchange the data. And then this is the request URL. So you can see the URL 127.0.0.1 with the port number 8000. And then we have the link hello. And we need to show the parameter, which is the name, that is Huff. If you run this request URL, then you will see the body here, hello Huff. And then there are some other kind of information, for example, the time, and then what is the server, and the content length, and etc. Okay. So everything is okay. So that's why you can see the code is 200 successful response. If something wrong happen, then you will see this validation error. The other is only to show the schema. I think I will skip this one. If you want to look at the detail about the schema, you can take a look by yourself. So we can see the name and we can execute, so we can get the new result as we want based on the particular name. In this case, if I click the name with Huff, then you will see Huff, and you will see the URL and the C URL. Now, I want to have multiple parameters. What does it mean? In the multiple parameters, it means I have not only one parameters, but I have several parameters. For example, in this case, I have name and I have age. I can split with the slash, And in the function, in the Python function, you will have two parameters. In this case, name and age. So the message will be the combination between the name and age. So I can put name, comma, age. Let me just use this one, name, and then I put another variable or the parameter age. And then let's say I'm using the name and age at this time. And then I have another, which is age. So I'm adding one more parameter, which is age. I'm adding one variable more, age, in the function. And then I'm going to show the age in the message. Let me rerun this one and check again with the docs. Now you can see the get or the second link contains name and age. And when you try to open this, there are two kinds of parameters, name and age, and those two are required. you can click the try out. Now you can fill in. For example, I can put half, okay, and then the age, this the age of half, 70. Okay. Then if I execute, yeah, you can see the request URL is something like this. Okay, now let me just copy and paste this link and show it. Then basically you have this link. The link is hello, and we have half, and we have 70. Half is the name, and 70 is the age. And in the message, you will see hello half, comma 70. Hello half 70. Okay. And yeah, you can see this the result from the user interface in Swagger, and you can get the result. So my question is, if I have many variables, what should I do? I have name, I have age, I have city, I have date of birth, and so on. Do I need to put all those things in this section? Name, age, date of birth, and so on. Yeah, actually, there is a kind of format for the data. So we will take a look how to deal with those kind of data. Before dealing with many kind of data, I'm just trying to show you with another kind of data types. So for example, now I know that the name is a string and the age is integer. So previously, whenever I give the information, whenever I give the value, for example, here, okay, I want to put the name is half and the age, I want to put it 70. Is it possible? Yeah, it is possible because the data type is any. The data type is any. Then when you execute this, you will get this link. Okay, hello, half, comma 70. Then we need to think about the data types. If we want to include the string, okay, we just put the string. But if the input should be an integer or numbers, then we need to specify the data type. In this case, we can specify the data type in the parameter section. For example, name will be, and then it will be integer. Okay. Now let me show you. So I will just put the parameter in the function. So we have the str to represent string, and we have integer to represent the number for the age. Once you finish with this one, save it and let's rerun the project. Now we need to rerun this. If you refresh this user interface, you will see that the name should be a string and the age should be integer, because you already specify the parameters should be string for name and should be integer for its. And if you input the numbers, now let me try. I put the half and then I put 70. What happened? When I execute, then it will give you the error message. Please correct the following validation errors and try again. For the its value must be an integer. Then if I change this one to 70, if you execute it again, then it will show the result like this one. So you can specify the data type as you wish. And the example with no errors. If you put the value half and 60, yeah, with numbers, there will be no errors because half is a string and it is in the type of integer. If you put another kind of input, let's say you are using the text for the integer type, of course it will be errors. Okay. So there are several data types that you may need to look at. For example, in the Python, there are 4 basic data types: string, integer, float, boolean. String is a sequence of character. Integer, you can see the integer number. Float, this is a number with decimal. Boolean, it is true or false. For this data type, in the parameters, we can use this one. We can use list, this to present the multiple values. We can use optional. The optional is a kind of known object or other kind of object, and we can specify what kind of data that you want to use. For example, if I'm using only integer, then you need to specify the list is integer. Enough means I have a limited choice for the parameters. So let's take a look. I'm going to create a parameter. Now let me have more parameters. The first is name, the second is age, and the last one is weight. Let's suppose the name is the string and the age is integer and the weight is float. Okay, then you can try it, this one. Now let me make something new. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this one, and for this project I'm going to create another file. You have the main.py. Now let me make a new Python file, and suppose I'm creating main5.py. So I have a new Python file, main5.py, and let's just giving this one. When you click on the play button, if you see this, now let me stop. When you see the environment, when you see this environment of the FastAPI, the original application file is main.py. Okay. Whenever you run, when you run the code, then it will run the main.app. What is main.app? this is main.app. Okay. Actually, if you are using the Python, yeah, you can just use the you can edit this. You can use this main method. Yeah, but now you are using the environment in the FastAPI, so we need to use the default. Now you can see the button here. Can you see this? In the left part here, you can see a play button, and then when you click this one, yeah, there is a fun. So you can run main5.py. Okay. So when you run main5.py now, this is the environment in the main5.py. When you type docs, this is conflict. Okay, because we still have name and its. Meanwhile, we are making name, its, and with. Okay, so it means the environment, there are two. They have the main5 and they have the FastAPI. So let me stop one of them because it conflicts between the two links. Okay, so you need to stop one of the server in order to properly run. Now I'm running the main5.py. Let me just start. So you can see we are using the main5.py. We have the name, we have the age, and we have the weight. We have the name, which is a string, we have the age, which is the integer, and we have the weight, which is number. So let's say I'm giving the value, try it out, half, and then the age is 70, and I don't know what is the weight. Okay, let's just make it random. Okay, maybe 95.5 simple, and then I'm going to execute it, and yeah, we can get the URL. So this URL represent the data that we have, and it will show like this one: half, hello half, comma 70, comma 95, comma 5. Okay, so this is the docs for the main5.py. Okay, we can use different Python file, and we can run this Python file, not the main.py, but we can run the main5.py. So in the parameter, we can use the validation rules. So what is validation rules? The age, we know that human age will be from 0 until the maximum maybe 120. But if I want to fill in the data with 2000, okay, maybe this is good for some kind of building or historical products because it was too old, so we have 2000 years ago and so on. But sometimes we want to limit to the human age. If the human age, for example, okay, for example, my name is Yahya, and then the age is 2000, and the weight is 500, 5000, 5. So we can fill the value as we want. Okay. And when we execute it, of course, it runs. but we are not sure whether the data is correct or not. Then we need to have a validation rules. It means it can be limited to just a particular data. So there are some validation rules available in this section. First is the minimum length. The minimum length means how many characters that you need to input. The maximum length is the maximum number of characters. GT is greater than, GE is greater than or equal, LT is less than, and LE is less than or equal. So this is the code. Let's take a look on the code. I will just copy this part. Now you will see one more class. We call it pet. Okay. So what is pet? If you look at this code, there is one more class that is pet that we need to import. The pet includes in the FastAPI. Okay. So let's include this pet. Okay, let's include the pet. Now you can see the pet. It will give you the limit for the name, and then the minimum length is 3 characters. The maximum length is 10. For the age, it is integer, and I'm using also the pet to limit the number. The number should be greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 100. Okay, so using this one, we are going to limit the value. So let me rerun this. Impact is not defined. Let me restart it. Okay. So let me just refresh this. Why it doesn't appear at the moment? Ah, I removed the app. That's why it doesn't appear. Okay, so because I removed this one, that's why it doesn't appear in the webs. Okay, let me refresh. Okay, now it appears hello, name, and age. If I click this one, you will see there is an additional rule. So the name, now it includes the validation rule. The minimum length is 3 and the maximum length is 10. And the age, we have the maximum is 100 and the minimum is 1. Okay. And whenever you put the name, okay, if you try it out, I want to put a very long name, let's say just okay, any words, and then the number is, let's say, 1 million. So it shows errors because the values should be not more than 10 characters and the age should be not more than 100. And let's say the name is Indonesia, okay, and the age is maybe, let's say, 100. Okay. So if I execute, then that is okay because it is not more than 10, it is not more than 100. So you can try with the other options, for example, GT, LT. Okay, so GT means less, greater than, LT means less than. Okay, you can try with this option. Okay, so this is the case. Now let's try to take a look on different kind of data type. Suppose I want to use list. Okay. I want to use list as the data type in this section. If you are going to use list, we need to adopt one more class, which is query. So in the query, okay, so I will keep this one, the hello world, and then I need to use a list. The list here is a data type from one library from Python, which is typing. And let's suppose I'm going to get some items. The items here, and I want to have the list. And the data type in the list is integer. So the value that you put into the list, there should be integer value. Now let's take a look on this one. Okay, let me use this code. Let me replace the code here. So I'm using the FastAPI and the query. You can skip this one, it's okay. And then I'm calling the list from typing, and then now I want to get the items, and the items will be in a list, and we have the list is integer value, and let's do the query from all the lists. Show it when you already have the data. Okay, so let me run. Let's go to docs. Now in the get items, it will be showing the ID. So IDS is the variable name that we set up in the Python, and you can see now we need to fill in with an integer, and the integer will be an array. So let's do the try out, and you can see the description now, it becomes something different. So you can add the integer item, for example 5, and then you can have another integer, let's say 7, and then you can have another integer, for example 9. And once you finish, let's say I have 3 values, so I can do the execution. Then this is the code. The link here is about the items, and then it used the question mark, to indicate what kind of parameters that you want to use. So the first IDS equals to 5. So it represents the first data. And then we have the word N. So N means it follows with another kind of data. And the other data is the IDS. Same IDS, it is 7. And it follows again with the symbol N to indicate it follows with another kind of data where the IDS equals to 9. So there will be 3 IDS, okay? 5, 7, and 9. So that's the meaning by list. So we are using the link items and we are giving the data which is integer into this item. Oh, sorry, I didn't update here, so I will update later about the list section. Yeah, this is the list. The item IDS is 1, IDS is 2, IDS is 3. So it means there will be 3 data. The first data is 1, the second data is 2, the third data is 3. And then every of these parameter will be split with the symbol N. And we have the question mark to indicate that after this link, those are the data. Those are the data that we want to show into the web. The other kind of data type is enum. Enum, or sometimes we call it enumeration. It is available with limited options. So we have some options and then you can select only among the options. So let's extend the code to the enum and then let's create a new class which is city and let's set up the list of the city. So for example, I'm creating only Seoul, Jakarta, and Tokyo. So here, yeah, I will keep the top of this one. That's just like this one. And then I'm going to import enum. So the enum is a library and I'm using the class enum. In this case, I'm creating a new class. The class name is city. And in the city, I have 3 cities. And those cities are in the string. And I put it as an enum. Seoul. Let's put the string Seoul. Jakarta. Let's put the string Jakarta. And Tokyo. Let's put the city Tokyo. And now I'm going to show the city and the city name that is using the variable city. And whenever I want to show the city, let's just choose the city from only these options. So if there is no option, if other city than this one, you will not show it. Now let me just update the code with those parts. Okay, I'm just updating this section. Okay, I don't need the list. Let me remove this list. So I'm just updating about the enum. I have one more class. It is city to indicate the city that I want to show it to the web. And I can select the city based on the predefined city. Let me just run again. And then let's go to the docs. I think it is easy to see the FastAPI from this user interface. You want to get the city. So when you click the city, now it shows that the available values only Seoul, Jakarta, and Tokyo. When you try out, now it is kind of dropped down. You have only Seoul, Jakarta, and Tokyo, so you cannot change it. Now let's say I'm choosing Seoul, and then when you execute it, then the link will show only this one, city Seoul. Oh, why it takes some time? This is localhost. Okay, so the city is Seoul based on this information. So you can see here, the city here is a variable and it follows the object that you created in the class city. Okay, so the city here is using the big letter. The city here is using the small letter. So this small letter indicates the variable here. And every of these cities should belong to the data in the class city. Now, suppose I want to create another city. Let's suppose London. Is it possible? So I do not use the docs and then I just put this one, London. Then the result will show like this one. The detail, it is a type of enum. We are going to show the city and there is a message. The input should be either Seoul or Jakarta or Tokyo. And the input is London. And then it gives you the message expected Seoul or Jakarta or Tokyo. Even though you try to put another city, but it will be error and you cannot show it into your web. Okay, let's have a break. Okay, I will continue after the break.